WWE have confirmed a major PLE change. We've got the latest on WWE's plans for Mexico and AAA. And we've got a huge update on Goldberg's retirement match. Stay tuned for all the deets. So, rumor abound, something is going on. New Orleans was set to host WrestleMania 42, and now it was like, no, it's not happening anymore. Fingers were getting pointed all sides. It was like, well, who's to blame? What's going on? I had friends who were like, I can't wait to go to New Orleans. It looked amazing when they did WrestleMania in New Orleans in the past. Oh, I'm going to get to go and do all of the cool stuff. And now, no, they've shifted it. And ahead of last night's SmackDown, Triple H posted a video on social media and addressed the reports of WrestleMania being moved from New Orleans and replaced by Money in the Bank in the city in 2026. He said, coming to New Orleans, Saturday, August 29th, 2026, will be Money in the Bank. Stay tuned for more details on a WrestleMania coming to New Orleans, which will be announced at a later date.
So, this
is the first official confirmation from the company that there have been some changes to Mania 42, and it seems like all the reports are correct.
Yeah, so all the reports were indicating it was pulled from WrestleMania from New Orleans, and the only thing it didn't address that video is where it's going next. And it looks like there's still some contracts to sort out, but it does, as we've said this past week in videos, looks like it's heading back to Vegas. I know. It sucks.
I'd seen reports as well that they were looking to do Vegas regularly for Mania, and it's like, no!
Not what we want.
No, it's boring and it's too warm.
The major thing, though, Money in the Bank is coming in August 29th, 2026.
Yeah.
That is very late in the year. That is after SummerSlam.
Way back.
That is such a late date for that. No confirmation on the venue either.
It also, I mean, well, it's sort of, it gives them a year, but usually Money in the Bank tends to be cashed in by Mania, right? So it gives it a smaller window if it is going to be a Mania cash-in or somebody's cashing in for a Mania shot. But I guess they've got the full year from the August. But we'd heard Nick Khan was apparently saying things like they were looking to move Mania back slowly, like week by week over a few years until it's sort of into May. They were looking to move the calendar around a bit. So it makes sense, especially when they've got like Saturday night's main event now, which they're treating like a pay-per-view quality.
They are,
It's almost like in your house, isn't it? It's like a pay-per-view quality thing, but you don't have to pay for it. And it's on there like kind of, it's their only real TV offering now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like their big TV special, aside from SmackDown, obviously in the States. But the big changes, obviously, Money in the Bank later in the year, WrestleMania not being in New Orleans. As you said, you've got your mates that wanted to go. I had mates that already booked flights and hotels, and this has been a lot of backlash from the online. Is like, hey, look, you've announced this, we've booked things, and now you were losing money because of this, and it's quite a late change. It's going to be one of the latest announced WrestleManias in terms of like when it's announced to when it actually happens. We do know as you said, they're moving it back a week. It just Vegas really.
They'll just tell us the week before. It'll sell out. It'll do record numbers. 48 grand a ticket. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine.
So much money. Vegas was so expensive this year.
It really was.
I don't see, like, if they want to run it regularly, and obviously this report was covered yesterday, but if they want to run it regularly, how are people that are actual fans of wrestling going to be able to afford it?
They're not.
It's so expensive.
They're not. I think you just have to put it all on Klarna or remortgage your house or do something.
Pay it off over a few months.
But looking south of the border, we have the first match announced for Worlds Collide, with WWE announcing that Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Berto, and Angel are going to take on the team of Psycho Clown, Pagano, and El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. at WWE X AAA Worlds Collide on June 7th.
Yeah, this is a big match. This is the first official match announced for the crossover show taking place at the Kia Forum, I believe. It's obviously I'm not too familiar with AAA.
I'm more of a CMLL viewer because it used to be free and easy to watch on YouTube.
Yeah, it's been easier to access. And you've got the crossover with AEW, so I'm not as familiar with AAA. But the matches that we're seemingly getting, the stars that are seemingly going to be on it,
and this seems like Psycho Clown's a big deal.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. So like having a name that is recognizable, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. as well. That's a name that people are familiar with. It's an exciting concept to see how this comes across. I'm really intrigued whether they work a WWE style or whether they work a AAA style, because it's slightly different.
It has to blend. It has to blend for it to be a resounding success for all fan bases. Yeah. And there needs to be even booking. It can't just be WWE walks.
Well, hey,
through
WWE owns them.
Well,
so
they do own them, so yeah, technically, they shouldn't have a problem with it. But looking ahead to that relationship anyway between WWE, AAA, and Mexico generally, Fightful Select have reported that many of the talent in AAA are unsure about their status within the company moving forward, particularly those that don't have full contracts with the company. WWE's reportedly been sending people to AAA tapings to get a feel of how things are running, just so they can report back. And additionally, Jeremy Borash has been heavily involved and has been speaking to a number of the talents in AAA.
Yeah, we've heard that Jeremy Borash has had some involvement there. It looks like he's going to be a big influence on the new AAA under WWE ownership. We do. I love Jeremy Borash. He's such a great run in TNA with some great ideas there. One name in AAA, though, claimed to Fightful that some of the top people in the company have felt some tides shift and have been knocked down a few pegs off power. Not quite sure in what sense, whether some of the top stars had some booking power or whether it was just things have definitely
WWE
moved.
are going to kind of crack the whip now, aren't they? So it's going to be interesting to see how things develop moving forward in terms of internal politics and power struggles. Not that wrestling fans aren't privy to all of it, but you tend to hear
power struggles in wrestling. God, you've not been around this business long, Sam.
But another source told Fightful Select that El Hijo del Vikingo versus Alberto Del Rio being booked a week before Worlds Collide is no accident or coincidence, with the belief being that WWE and AAA are looking to take the belt off Del Rio. Currently, he's not set for Worlds Collide, but El Hijo del Vikingo is planned to be a huge part of the partnership between the two companies, so it would make sense to put the title on him.
Yeah, it would make sense to put the title on him. He appeared at WrestleMania.
He's already been, and he got a featured moment in the ring.
Exactly. Yeah. It's no surprise that they want to put the belt on him and have him as a featured star. Look to see him in a major match, probably at Worlds Collide. Once they've got the belt off of Del Rio and onto him, they can go, hey, look, it's our champion. Yeah. There's the match.
Look, there was no champion before this. Yeah. But it was also noted, for those wondering, well, what's going to happen with AEW? AEW talent are now not going to be appearing in any AAA product moving forward, which is no surprise.
No surprise. No. It was sporadic enough. Mostly it was kind of confined to Jeff Jarrett, strangely. And
it's got to have been hard if there was like crossover shows that featured AAA and CMLL talent, because we don't know, like, Lucha's such a hard thing to follow over here. Yeah. But one thing that we do hear about a lot is how CMLL and AAA really don't like each other. Yeah. So it's like they do not want their talent kind of mingling on shows. But in regards to Worlds Collide, Fightful confirmed PW Insider's report that TNA are going to be sending talent to the show as well, with the general idea that this is going to sort of become WWE's Forbidden Door style
so
show.
You'll have WWE, you'll have NXT, you'll have AAA, you'll have TNA on there. So it looks like it's going to be a big, beefy
just
crossover
buy the NWA.
Show.
Go on, just buy the slap them in. Get Billy Corgan out there, do the national anthem.
Yes,
it'd be great.
You support big business and monopolies. That's what we want.
Just buy everybody. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
But looking forward to the most important wrestling match of all time, Fraser.
Yes, the most important one.
Big bald Billy Boy.
Going to sit back for this
Big bald Billy Boy. Big Bill Goldberg. My childhood hero and yours. Yeah. Fightful Select have reported that Goldberg's retirement is tentatively planned to take place in Atlanta, Georgia later this year, which makes a lot of sense. This comes after Goldberg claimed in an interview this week that his retirement is going to take place in the South.
It's Georgia then.
It's Georgia. It's the home of WCW. It's Hotlanta.
It's his home as well. Like, this is where he's known to be. This is his homeland.
WWE currently have a Saturday night's main event planned for Saturday, July 12th, which is reported by Andrew Bedala as taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is the same day as AEW All In. So don't be watching that. Don't be watching any AEW. You've got an obligation to watch Goldberg headbutt some doors, come down to the ring, get escorted out by police, and then hit like 11 spears and retire as world champion.
It's not for the sickos. Not for me. That's not for me.
This is for the sickos.
Not for me, thank you.
Fightful have acknowledged that while it isn't 100% confirmed, he is being discussed indeed for that show on July 12th.
There's been rumors for so many months that Goldberg will be retiring this year. We've had interviews where he's been talking about his status and his in-ring status for training. No surprise they'll put it on there. WWE is big into counter programming just now, and this is a way to do it when you go against AEW's biggest show. It's Goldberg's retirement.
Well, it does feel a bit quick. That's my only thinking is that maybe they'll have him turn up and something will happen and you could, in theory, put it on a show down the road. But it depends how long they want to draw out Goldberg's retirement.
Hopefully not too long.
Let's go for just a 3-year run, just a cheeky 3-year deal. with creative control.
Get a title on him.
A guaranteed title push. Go on, Bill. Have him flatline Roman one more time for old Sam. For old Sam. We'll be back later on if there's any more news breaking. Keep it with us here over the weekend. We have, of course, we're going to have all the coverage for Saturday night's main event. We've got live reactions to Saturday night's main event tonight. YouTube.com/Cultaholic/live. I am going to be live with my blow-up friend Russ that you can make talk for Double or Nothing tomorrow night from the pre-show onwards. So we're going to be covering all of that. Stay tuned for what happened out. Stay tuned for everything else. But as I said, if there's any more news today, we will get it to you as fast as physically possible right here on the channel. Hit the notification bell. Hit it. Right. Ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Like in wrestling. Hit the bell. Do it 3 times because that'll be like, oh. But then you'll end up subscribed to the notifications in the end. We'll see you in a bit.